Yes, Emily Blunt and John Krasinski are one of those fairy tale Hollywood couples that come around once in a blue moon.
My first celebrity crush was... was probably Damon from Blur. Damon, I love you.
Okay, we should talk after this.
Not only are they talented, award-winning actors, but as a couple, they enjoy a decade-plus romance that only seems to improve. From Krasinski's early Devil Wears Prada obsession to their collaboration in A Quiet Place, they figured out how to blend their high-profile professional lives with low-key family paradise. John and Emily met through a mutual friend at a restaurant in Los Angeles. She recounted the story of what happened during a 2018 interview, revealing,
It's like kind of a sad, lame story, you know. Not sad, but it's just kind of lame. I mean, I was in a restaurant. He was in the restaurant.
Yeah.
I was sitting with a mutual friend. This is our romantic comedy. This is it.
Write
it.
But the impression of their first meeting wasn't that flat for Krasinski. The Office star revealed that it was love at first sight for him.
But no, I shook her hand, and to be honest, I knew right then and there that I felt everything I needed to feel for her.
Although Krasinski wasn't looking for a relationship at the moment and decided to take his time in LA, the couple immediately clicked. The famous actor explained, "Then I met her, and I was so nervous. I was like, oh my god, I think I'm going to fall in love with her. As I shook her hand, I went, I like you. It's one of those things where as soon as you meet someone, you kind of know." Blunt and Krasinski have different opinions about who was exactly the one to set up the first date. But when the future couple finally met, they ended up sharing a pizza at Krasinski's apartment. A bold move for a first date, that's for sure. But the tried and true Italian food move clearly worked. There aren't much more details beyond the menu, fairly. It's so precious, I don't want to talk about it, Blunt said.
Yeah, and then on our first date, I decided I'm gonna really hit the gas and bring her to a gun range.
Krasinski told Conan O'Brien in one of the interviews. At first, Krasinski was sure he would never end up being together with Blunt. He just wanted to blow it right away so that he wouldn't feel bad later. But thankfully, his fears never played out. Blunt and Krasinski tend to keep the details of their life quite private. No wonder Krasinski's proposal remains somewhat mysterious. But we know it was definitely romantic and emotional. She did cry after I cried, and we cried, and then everyone around us was crying. The actor confessed about the exact moment he proposed to his future wife. Almost a year after getting engaged, John and Emily tied the knot with an outdoor ceremony at George Clooney's estate in Italy. The Ocean's 11 star kindly offered his place, but the couple wasn't that eager to accept this exceptional deal at first. They agreed only after the fourth ask. As Krasinski explained why they'd been rejecting Clooney's suggestion for so long, "The first 3 times I thought, there's no way he is serious. But I started to see his feelings get hurt. I actually hurt George Clooney's feelings." Yes, you're right. Clooney was in attendance at that legendary wedding. In one of the interviews, Blunt confessed that Krasinski had an immense influence on everything in her life. She opened up, "When I feel the support that I have from him, I feel invincible. There's someone behind you on your good days and someone in front of you on your bad days." And Krasinski felt the same way. It turns out he was a huge fan of Blunt even before they finally met. The actor also once shared on the Graham Norton show that he watched Blunt's breakthrough performance in The Devil Wears Prada 72 times.
Is this true? How many times have you seen Devil Wears Prada?
I mean,
Not 75.
give or take 72. Yeah.
That sounds like an unbelievable attraction, right? We can barely imagine Blunt and Krasinski without the collaboration in the movie series. And the couple seems to be extremely proud of that too. Emily even went on to win a Screen Actors Guild Award in 2019 for her performance in A Quiet Place. But her tearful acceptance speech was not without praise for her husband and co-star.
I am going to share this completely with my husband, John Krasinski, who... Because the entire experience of doing this with you has completely pierced my heart directly.
She believed that he was a stunning filmmaker. Blunt was lucky to be with such a wonderful professional and share similar experiences with him. Later, John actually opened up about his marriage to Emily, revealing that working with her on the Quiet Place movies was one of the best experiences he's ever had. Not everyone has the resources to make a long-distance relationship work, right? And given the nature of performers' work, it was especially difficult for the couple to protect their love. But Krasinski proved that his commitment was a step ahead of the rest when he flew every weekend from Montreal to London and back again when the couple was living on different continents. Yes, he was shooting a film 6,000 miles away from Blunt, and he flew back every single weekend. As he later opened up, the family was a non-negotiable thing for him. Major points for Krasinski.
Hi guys. Please help us grow and create more exciting videos for you. If you enjoyed this story, kindly share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel.
No doubt, Blunt changed his life beyond all recognition. The best days of my life started when I met my wife. That's the truth. It's not just me saying it because it sounds nice on a card, Krasinski confessed. He later joked that his wife is definitely out of his league, but it's a miracle they found each other. As they started sharing each other's lives, Krasinski and Blunt couldn't stay away from each other. But apart from spending time together, the famous couple also shares parenting responsibilities. Blunt and Krasinski welcomed their eldest child, daughter Hazel, in 2014, followed by their youngest child, Violet.
Is your kids getting your accent, or are they getting your husband's accent?
Well, Hazel had my accent for a really long time and would say things like water, which I was really proud of. And then the other day she goes, "Can I have some water?"
The mom of two gave insight into her husband's close bond with their kids. They may like John even more than me, which is slightly upsetting at times, Blunt said in the interview. When I ask the little one, like, who's your best friend? She's like, Daddy. With the emotional demands of parenting, how does the couple make it work? As Krasinski shared, one date per week is a must for their relationship. The famous actor believes it's important to preserve love at the end of the day, despite the difficulties of being parents and Hollywood actors. When asked what their date nights consist of, Krasinski has a pretty straightforward answer. The couple just goes to dinner and talks, and it's really that easy. It seems that Krasinski and Blunt don't need much. He also praised Blunt for being a working mother. He shared that finding the balance between working and being present for their daughters is challenging for both of them, but he is just grateful to Blunt for supporting him on the journey of learning how to be a father.
Being with my wife, I was like, I'm finally gonna do a photo wall. So I got all these brand new frames and I unwrapped them and I put them on the ground. You put them on the ground before you put them up where they're gonna be on the wall. And the girls came over and they were like, wow, you're doing such a great job, Daddy. And then Hazel literally leaned on my shoulder and she went, it's so good. Don't you think you should put pictures of us up?
My whole job as a dad is to try and understand and identify what they want and support them in whatever that is. Krasinski reflected on his philosophy. He also added that even though parenting turned his world upside down in the sense that he barely has time for himself now, it's totally worth it. Krasinski and Blunt seem like a perfect match, and we're so emotionally invested in those two. Let us know what you think about these lovebirds, and stay tuned for more stories about your beloved celebrities.